this evening. I'm Lamar, it's my brother, Casey Fowler, and this is the Foul Language Podcast.
Hey man, like every other episode, you already know, get your accessories right. If you're at work, put your motherfucking headphones on, get the kiddies to bed, cause you might just hear some foul language. Let's go, let's get it, man.
Got that right. Roll the intro.
Perfect. Perfect.
And we back.
Damn, that was cold. That was cold as fuck. I ain't expect that shit. I was just doing my usual little bop, and this shit is perfect, perfect. Damn, that's cold. That was cold.
Oh, man.
Damn.
All right, everybody. Now that we're back, let's get into some of the pregame before we get started into the main course. So, brother, what accessories do you have this evening?
Well, I went back to my tried and true for my liquid, man. I got some Jameson Black Barrel, man. Just wanted to go ahead and just grab some of that today. And for my cigar, I am trying the West Tampa Tobacco Cold joint.
I heard that one's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Got a little spice to it, I guess you could say. But other than that, it's burning pretty good, man. You know, my burn line ain't that fucked up like it usually be.
No, it looks pretty good.
Yeah, it's kind of pulling kind of snug, but you know, sometimes it do that as it goes on, and probably pretty sure to open up. But sure. It's pretty good so far. I'm liking it. How about yours?
Good. All right, so for tonight, I have this old ugly bottle. This is not the whiskey that is in here. One day I'm gonna buy a decanter for it, but that's my infinity bottle. So, infinity bottle got topped back off, so I figured I'd break it out tonight. First show after turning 40, so why the hell not?
Happy belated, by the way, man.
Thank you. All the birthday wishes were fantastic. And then for tonight, I got the H. Upman Vintage Cameroon. Bring that back.
I think I've smoked that one.
You probably did. It had the cedar sleeve on it.
Yeah. I've had that one. That one's good.
Yeah, you should have. Yeah, it was pretty good so far. I was impressed. Good smoke output, good flavor. We'll see how it's going on. So, as always, check back in with us and see how the accessories are treating us.
You. All right. It's that time again, my friend, where we like to shed some positivity in our world. You know what I'm saying? To kind of combat the negativity in this world right here, man. So, you know, it's the what's best in life, or the wibble, as we call it. So,
yes,
brother, what's best in life?
As I mentioned earlier, last week was my birthday, or actually Monday was my birthday. So going from Thursday before we recorded, going into this week, going into Monday, Kim kind of set up a birthday weekend for me. So Thursday, like I talked about, had a failed cigar and whiskey attempt, turned it into a cigar and whiskey success. Friday we recorded, so that's always good times.
Oh yeah.
Saturday, Kim set up an escape room, and if I remember, which everybody says I usually forget, I'll put a picture. Kim posted a picture, so I'll get it from her and post it right there.
Do it.
So we'll put a picture. It was a good time. We actually successfully completed the escape room, so that was dope. It's a bunch of us. So that was fun. So then Saturday, after that, going into Sunday, she put me up in a hotel off Las Colinas, kind of just to have some me chill time. So
that's always dope. I know you was enjoying the fuck out of it.
Oh man, was I? It was nice. It was right on the lake, so I'm sitting out at the lake. I mean, it's like a patio, like big patio, so you got to go down to get to the lake. But I ain't trying to fall, so I got a whiskey and bought a cigar. I was smoking a cigar at the lake, basically. So it was good times. Remember that whiskey in Augusta that I tried to buy, and they were like $360? So they had it there. And like I said, you always ask, man, when you're going somewhere for a rare whiskey and see what it's priced. I was like, so how much for a single? They're like 19. I was like, all right. I mean, it's a little higher than I want to pay, but for a single or something that's usually almost $400,
yeah,
I'll try it. And I was like, well then, how much for a double? My man said $22. So I was like, wait, so you mean it's $3 more for a double? Yeah, go ahead and run me that double.
Yeah, I mean, you might as well. Shit.
Then he messed around and gave me a triple. So I was like, you know what? My guy.
I love you.
So that was a good time. Dad and some cigar. It was good. So then got up, had breakfast, came back, and then Sunday, what did we do? Did we do any? Oh, Sunday, I get with my homeboy and we smoked cigars on Sunday. So we did that. I was off Monday. Me and Kim had she took me out for a massage. We had a couples massage on Monday,
You had a
which was
dude, didn't
dope.
you?
Huh?
You had a
No, I
dude,
did
didn't you?
not. I did not.
Fred was rubbing your ass.
No, Fred was not touching me. No, no, no. I don't even know who my masseuse. I don't even remember what her name was. The only thing I do remember, which I hate, when you get massages, when you're on your back and they're doing like your upper shoulders and shit,
Mm-hmm.
you get their breath,
Yeah. They,
and it ain't.
they
I'm
look.
like, you smell it. I mean, and her
Oh
breath didn't
no.
smell bad or
Oh,
nothing,
I was gonna say.
but it was just like like that breath that's just like I call it lived in breath, where it don't smell good or bad, but it's just there, and
Got that
it's
bland breath.
yeah. I was like, oh, so I'm in there. She trying to rub my shoulders, and I'm like,
Damn,
but
now you
so
pay for that, madam. Your breath. Can you
I
not
mean,
breathe on it?
ain't nothing you can do about it. So
It
so that was good. Then we went to go see Thor: Love and Thunder.
was good.
No,
Damn. I might like it. I'm different.
you might. I'll tell you my thoughts on it later. But wasted opportunities. So, I
Mm.
mean, I think one of those things where Kim thought it was okay. It was six of us that went. Kim was the only one that thought it was okay. Two of my homeboys that was there. It was like three couples. So two of my homeboys, they were asleep.
No.
Yes, and I'm trying to stay awake. So
Damn,
so it wasn't that good, man. It was like
Thor.
trying. The jokes were like forced to me. So I mean, it was that, and then knowing like the comic story that they took from, like there's some hardcore shit in
Mm-hmm.
them stories that they could have used that everybody been like, oh shit, but no, they went for the lowbrow jokes instead of like the good story. So it was
Mm.
like if you like Thor Ragnarok, you may like this one, but it's not as good.
Yeah,
But
Ragnarok's alright.
if you didn't really like Ragnarok, you won't like this one because they took the joking of Ragnarok and turned it up a notch.
Mm-hmm.
And I just messed around and gave a mini review.
Yeah, you
But
did.
all in all, good time, good birthday weekend. Shout out to my lovely wife, my family, my friends. Thanks for the birthday wishes. Thanks for the good time, and good times as always. So, other than that, I mean, work was work. We here. Um, don't think there's anything else to report. So with that, I'll turn it over to you. What's best?
Oh, I took a nap today. It was a good nap. Needed a nap. No, but
Mm-hmm.
weekend was pretty chilled out, man. We didn't really do too much nothing, man.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to everybody that's following the Melanin Warriors podcast. The Bamber Bridge episode is still fucking going. That bitch is at 4.5 right now, so that shit's still
Cool.
rolling. And I went up 3 fucking subscribers in like 2 days. So that shit was pretty fucking exciting, man. So I
That's
appreciate
dope.
everybody that's following the Men in the Wars podcast, man. Shit, not too much really going on, man. I'm excited about Wakanda Forever. That trailer looks fucking amazing.
Mm.
Ready to check that shit out. And then
I
the
forgot to
woman,
mention that. Yeah.
the Woman King trailer dropped, so I'm really fucking
Mm-hmm.
excited about that one because I covered the Dahame Warriors, and that's basically what the movie's about. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm really excited about seeing that shit, man. We're gonna go to the movies and see that. Same thing with Dragon Balls, man. That's coming soon. Ready to see that shit. We
Yeah,
watched
we gonna see that too.
the Gray Man on
How was
Netflix.
that?
The action was good. The dialogue
Mm-hmm.
was ass.
Because
Cause
they've
just
already announced a sequel and a spinoff for that.
yeah, and you can see it, but it's your basic Born Identity, John Wick, Taken, all that shit mixed in the fucking one. But they kind of did a little too much of the Marvel joking. They kind of did a little too much of that, and I was like, this is feeling real Marvel with the jokes right now. And I mean,
Yes.
you got fucking Captain America in that bit, so I guess they tried to bring
Mm-hmm.
some of that energy to the
Mm-hmm.
movie or whatever. But all in all, I mean, it was decent. I mean, it is what it is. We're on episode 12 of One Piece. God damn, I get tired every time I fucking turn that bitch on.
Right, because
Huh.
we be on this shit like, all right, episode 30. 1,060 to go.
Man,
Here we go.
we're gonna be retired, still trying to watch that shit. And then I
Mm-hmm.
just read something about a fucking spinoff or some shit like that.
Oh, shit, you got movies and everything
So
else, man.
what else? Because that's really all that's been going on TV shit for me, man. We looked at the Black Clover trailer that's coming, the
Mm-hmm.
movie, and the movie is basically picking up where the season
Mm-hmm.
left off. They're kind of doing like the same thing Demon Slayer did with
Mm-hmm.
the Muja Train shit. So I'm really excited about that. I don't know if you read the manga on that one or not, but
Mm-mm.
that's gonna be some fire ass shit.
Yeah.
That's coming up real fucking soon. The slime joint is gonna be dropping soon. I'm excited about that shit. And they focusing on the ogre dude, the one with the red hair. So that's
Mm-hmm.
gonna be kind of
I saw that trailer. I did.
yeah. So that's gonna be kind of interesting. Other than that, just slow rolling, man. Waiting on fucking payday. Another month in the books. Football season is almost here, ladies and gentlemen. My football fans, let's go Colts. Matty
Mm-hmm.
Ice. Let's see what Matty Ice gonna do around this motherfucker, man. I'm excited. I'm
Yeah.
excited to see it, man. Madden about to drop. Saints Row is about to drop. God of War comes out in a couple months, man. I mean, this is just a whole bunch of exciting shit for me going on, man. I'm just hyped about it. I try to
Oh,
focus on the good shit, and yeah, that's about it.
oh, I forgot. I got two things. Two more
All
things.
right, go for it. Go
So
for
watch the boys. Finish the boys. So we
it.
caught up
Okay,
on the boys. That's good, man.
is it
I say,
good?
yeah, it's good. Like I like the characters, man, and
Mm-hmm.
even like the villains and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like you basically realize that everybody just broken, and that's kind of cool. So then you start to understand why they act the way they do. So it's kind of cool. I like that. Um, and always like it's interesting because like you hear a lot of conservative people on like on social media and shit like bashing it, talking about it's woke and all that shit. I'm like, if you pick wokeness out of that, you're stupid. Like it's satirical at best, and it's picking at like everything. I mean, it's picking at like woke culture. It's like we talked about the episode about like pandering to like black people and different LGBTQ plus type shit, like the
Mm-hmm.
pandering that corporations do. I mean, it plays to all that shit. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like even to the point where a lady's in there like, my Instagram feed is nothing but black squares. And you're like, shut the fuck up, lady.
Wait till November the 11th when everybody gonna have the fucking Black
Yeah.
Panther face as they fucking
Yeah.
profile. Just wait.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Um, shit. And I've been playing Shredder's Revenge.
mm,
I finally bought it.
finally got a hold of it.
Yeah, I bought it and I've gone one pass through. I've already beat it one way through, and
Mm-hmm.
I did everything. Got all the tapes and the diaries and all the special shit. So
Mm-hmm.
now I'm leveling up all the other characters now. So that's fun.
Yep.
It's a
Me and the
nice
boys
fun
actually
game,
picked that
man.
back up, and we was actually playing it before we jumped on here. We doing
Mm-hmm.
like we're doing 2 levels a day till we beat it.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I beat it yesterday. Not beat it today. Today, Raekwon and Ghostface Killer are on the song,
Mm-hmm.
on the
Yeah,
soundtrack.
they do the whole sound. Wu Tang does the whole soundtrack.
Yeah. I was like, hell no. I was like, is that Ghostface? Oh shit,
Mm-hmm.
that Raekwon? Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
the whole
So that was
soundtrack is
good.
them.
That was good, man. So definitely a good little game. Not too difficult, just fun, having a good time, chilling out. So sometimes out with a cigar, I might even bring it out with the Switch and just have a good time.
Ain't
So
nothing wrong with
now
it.
that is finally all the Wibble, and that's all I
Yeah,
got.
yeah.
All right, everybody, let's kick this thing off. We haven't done money topics in a while, and we haven't done couple and marriage related topics in a while. So, what better way to fix that than to combine them both? So, with that, what we're going to talk about today, as you see it right down there, is bank accounts. Should you have joint bank accounts from as married couples? Yay or nay? What are the pros, cons? What do you think?
Hell no, my money's mine. You better get yours. No, I was just playing, babe. I was just joking. I was just joking. I was just joking. My real feelings on it is a joint bank account is kind of another level of trust. If you get married to this person, why not have a joint bank account with this person?
Mm-hmm.
However, you always gotta have your own too. Just maybe as a contingency, maybe just you keep your emergency stash, she keeps her emergency stash. So when something comes up, what I'm saying, y'all got this extra money to pull from, but y'all also have y'all joint account to take care of, the day to day
Mm-hmm.
type shit. And that's kind of what we have. I have my own separate account. She has her own separate account, but we also have a joint account also, which, you know what I'm saying, I really don't fucking mind, you know, because there's a lot of times where she got to go get something or do something and everything like that. Instead of, hey, babe, can I get your debit card? You know, like we're fucking children, you know, like she's a child asking her parent for fucking money or some shit. She can just go do what the fuck she got to do, because at the end of it, you're a team. You know what I'm saying? It's supposed to be a we thing, and you're supposed to be one and all that other shit. And yeah, I think you should have a joint bank account, long as you trust the person that you're marrying. But if you don't really trust them that much, why the fuck are you marrying?
Mm-hmm.
So basically, yeah, that you I think you should definitely have a joint bank account, but you should still also have your separate bank account, because you know what's going on these days with different streams of fucking money and shit. You don't want to put all your eggs in one basket.
Mm-hmm.
Simple as that. That's all I really got, man. Nothing more than that. Cut and
Damn,
dry.
that's all. I
Yeah,
couldn't
cut
even
and
enjoy
dry.
my cigar.
Yeah, cut and dry, man.
Damn.
I mean, it's simple. Like, yeah, your turn. What you think, man? You
Hell no.
money,
Fuck
man.
that shit.
Mr.
Mine
Scrooge
is
McDuck.
mine and hers is hers. Fuck
You
that
say
shit. Keep
you
it
tell him,
simple.
Scrooge.
No, that shit's stupid. Real talk. So at first, I mean, so let me get this out the way. I trust my wife. I mean, before we had a joint bank account, I mean, we didn't necessarily have joint bank accounts at first, but she was an authorized user on my account, and I was an authorized user on her account. We had cards to each other's accounts, all that shit. So
Mm-hmm.
we had access to each other's credit cards and all that shit. So it wasn't an issue of like trust. To me, it was an issue about I just didn't feel like doing it. Like, you know, you have like your automatic bill pays set up for your accounts.
Mm-hmm.
She has certain automatic bill pays already set up, and it was like, fuck, we
Gotta
got to
change
do
all this
all
shit.
that
Yeah.
over. I
Mm-hmm.
don't feel like it. So for a long time and a long time and a long time and a long time, we fought it, or I fought it. Kim was like, well, it don't matter to me. Whatever you feel is best is fine. So I think it wasn't until I read Dave Ramsey Total Money Makeover or something. It was either that or I listened to a podcast or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And they were saying that if you're married, you're supposed to, you know, it's a two become one kind of thing. Why don't you do the same with your bank account? And you know it got they, you know, because I don't know if you're not familiar with Dave Ramsey, he injects a lot of biblical principles and everything like that. And he talked about like, you know, where your treasures lie, where your heart is, or I think I said that right. Yeah, show me where your treasures lie, show you where your heart is, or something along those lines. And so it's like one of those things. If you can't join your treasures, your hearts can't be joined. And I was
Yeah.
like, fascinating. So I was like, all right. So we talked about it on one of our uh, Money Wednesdays, or Wealth Wednesdays is what we call it. So we had a discussion about it, and we was like, fuck it, we'll just take a Friday or something and join the bank accounts. And not only did we join the bank accounts, we set up like 4 or 5 sinking funds and all that stuff. We have all of our accounts are joint with 2 exceptions. So she has a little account and I have a little account. So that's a very small little sinking fund that we both have that we put a little money in when we get paid. So when it's like, you know, shit that you don't want to think about, um, being a house issue. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
if you want to go and buy a PS5, if you got PS5 money in the fund, it's no like this isn't gonna mess with the house money or anything like that. It's like, yo, money's in my fund. I'm gonna go buy what the hell I want. You know, no
Mm-hmm.
questions asked, no discussion, no deliberation, just roll. And the other thing it kind of does too is it makes it's the one challenge I say with joint bank accounts is giving, because you know a lot of times like for us for Capital One, when one of us makes a charge, we get a notification, you know, Target or whatever comes up, or whatever it was, or gas, or Walmart,
Mm-hmm.
or wherever, uh, the frozen yogurt place that Simone likes. You get a notification that somebody spent some money there. So you know, if I see that Kim has spent $150 on Cigar International, I'm
You
like,
already know what's coming.
hell
Mm-hmm.
yeah. But I will say she did it perfectly for Father's Day. I had no idea that she went to Black Lion for that Father's Day sampler. So you know, that's kind of where it works out. You don't you get the opportunity to surprise the other person by having that little bit of money. I mean, and
Mm-hmm.
yes, you can have if you're worried a little bit of money, you know, aside in case shit could hit the fan in your relationship. But I mean, don't have like $30,000 and no shit like
Yeah.
no big ass number. I mean, just have a number like if you need to get away, get a plane ticket or some shit like that. I mean, don't a few $100s is probably reasonable, but once you start having like, oh, we struggling, shit. Well, you ain't gonna touch my $15,000 that I got over here. I don't give a damn that I could pay your car off.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think it's that. I mean, I think it does show a level of trust, and honestly, I'll say like it felt like when we combined bank accounts
Mm-hmm.
that we both had more money. It's kind of weird. It was the same exact money coming into the house, but it just felt like it was more because like I get paid twice a month every other week, we'll say, and then Kim gets paid on the first of the month. So that monthly shit kind of sucks to, by the end of the month, it's kind of rough.
They're not changing that for y'all? Because I know they're changing that for the military. They're not allowing you to do once a month anymore.
Oh, I don't do once a month. We do every 2 weeks.
Oh, she's
Kim
not
does one.
DOD.
No, Kim does every other, or she does once a month.
Okay.
I mean, it kind of helps balance that out. So like, I mean, we used to have like, you pay these bills, I pay these bills, whatever. So now it's more or less the bills are due at these dates. We usually kind of it's still kind of the same because it usually kind of structures around the individual check, but it's not like at the end of the month, say all the bills are paid and I get my third on that month when I get a third check. It's like hell yeah, I got a third check. Hey, don't touch my shit. Nah,
Yeah.
it ain't, that's stupid and selfish. It's like no, I
That's
got a third check.
mine.
Now we can go do some shit. So that's really what it boils down to.
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
I mean, the investment accounts are joint. I mean, our 401ks are separate, obviously, but we're beneficiaries on each other's account. So, I mean, there's that. Put them together, man. I mean, I can't really see another reason why. Now, I will say, if you as a married couple have an issue where, say, the person has, I don't want to call, I mean, some people call it financial impropriety, but or financial infidelity, or where they have bad spending habits and
money
aren't
burning a hole in their pocket.
yeah, and they're not great with money, but the other person is like sinking funds, spreadsheets, automatic pay, all that shit. Following like a 50-30-20 or 5, or some standardized plan where you spend this much, and this much, or whatever they're doing, or they're doing the baby steps, or whatever the case may be, then you may want to keep them separate in the start as you guys come together. But it should stay like that. Yeah. And the trajectory should always get to the point of creating a joint bank account.
And that's kind of, with that one, that's kind of where communication comes from. If one party's good with money, the other one isn't, that's where they're coming together, and this is our plan. This is what I'm trying to build. I know you want to do this, but let's do this so you can still accomplish, the communication. And then, just like you said with gift giving, that's a tough one. But, with us in particular, that's where trust comes in too. Because it's like, hey, don't check the account. You know what's coming up. Don't check it. Like Christmas time, we don't check the account.
Well, see, I mean, it's kind of tricky because, I mean,
y'all get
balance. The text and I balance the account like an accountant sometimes. So, I mean, and that's just the habit that I've had since I've been working. So, like, I've got my expenditure since like 2005. So, and just, ain't nothing we can do about that.
Yeah.
I mean, now what I will do is I'll take break and won't do it as fast as I used to kind of give it, time. But even still, I mean, like I said, that's where those separate funds to do your own shit kind of works out. Most
definitely.
So, yeah. And then another thing we do too is, I think one of her credit card. Well, like we're joint on each other's credit cards, but the cards where my old card that I've had that I'm primary. I mean, she doesn't really look at the logins on that, and the same with hers. So it just kind of works out like that too.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, like the Army say, one team, one fight, baby. One team, one fight.
That's right. So.
Hell yeah.
What do you guys think? Is there no way in hell you letting your significant other share a bank account with you? What I really want to hear about is for those folks that aren't married that have joint bank accounts. Tell me how that works for you.
That's interesting. See, I don't know if I'd do that one.
I wouldn't.
Do that one.
I wouldn't.
There's too many hidden variables and shit for that one. It doesn't. It doesn't have that foreverness. That long term commitment type deal as marriage does. So I'm not going to put my livelihood in the hands of somebody who can just say fuck it on Tuesday and we just got together on Monday. No,
Yeah.
no, no,
I
no,
mean, to that point, I mean, like, if we were to be like, you just wipe my bank accounts and we married, that can be held against you in divorce court. You know what I mean?
no. Mm-hmm.
Whereas if we just dating and we just say we love each other forever
That's
and
over
we
with.
don't need, yeah, they can take they can take your shit and go on a trip to Tulum and be chilling on your ass.
Fuck that. I'm calling goddamn. I'm calling the goddamn bank. This is an unauthorized charge. Give me my money back. The fuck.
Oh yeah. So that's the only thing I'd worry about.
Now, I will say, and I've been around people that are married and have joint bank accounts. A particular time, a friend of mine, we out, we having a good time, we partying, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
whoop, whoop, whoop. And he's spending, he buying the drinks, I'm buying the drinks, he buying the drinks, I'm buying the drinks, and his wife cuts his card off,
Oh.
so his shit kept getting declined. Now, I don't. At one point, it's kind of like this person spends money, this person wants to save money. I get that, but at the same fucking time, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like a violation to me. Like if I work for my money and I choose to spend it how I spend it, who are you as my wife to cut my fucking money off? Like who are you to stop me from spending my fucking money? Like it's one thing to say, hey babe, you need to chill out. You're doing a little too
So
much versus just cutting that shit off and he didn't even know it.
so I'll challenge you on that just a little bit. If
Okay.
this is the first time that shit happened, then yeah, I agree with you. That's a discussion y'all have later on.
Mm-hmm.
But let's say that person continues to keep doing that,
Mm-hmm.
and they out Thursday, Friday buying out the bar when you running the risk of your lights getting cut off on Monday. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they continue to do that month after month. Then I'm fine with it. But if
Yeah.
the
Like,
first time, come on, man, no.
and I can't say if it's the first time or not, but
Yeah.
because usually back then we used to do kickbacks and shit, so it wasn't no
Mm-hmm.
really going out to the bars and shit like that. So this occasion, and it was his birthday. It's his
Mm-hmm.
birthday weekend, and you know what I'm saying. You trying to buy it and then decline, and she cut him completely off. I mean, no warning, no nothing. I think my problem is
Yeah.
more like
Yeah.
let him know. You know what I'm saying? That's fucking embarrassing as hell.
I can see
Yo,
that.
yeah, that's just embarrassing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Shoot him a text. Hey, you doing too much. This shit.
Mm-hmm.
Either you stop or I'm gonna stop it. Give him a little
Yeah.
warning or something. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
I can see
saying?
that. I can see that. I can see that.
But yeah, if somebody's frivolously just spinning, yeah, hell yeah, cut them off or
Mm-hmm.
say, hey, babe, you got a fucking limit. If you go past this limit, I'm cutting the fucking card off for the fucking night or some shit like that. Hate to treat you like a child, but you know what I'm saying? We got a livelihood we're trying to maintain, and you fucking it up. And that's where communication comes in also.
Agreed. Agreed.
That's what relationships boil down to, man. Trust and
That's really
communication,
good.
man. Like love, yeah, oh, that's so cute. I heart you and all this. That's cool.
But yeah,
But
be careful because
yeah,
one of the leading causes of divorce are money related. So
yeah,
I
hell yeah,
mean, get that shit in order. Make sure y'all on the same page.
hell yeah. Me and my wife broke together.
Hey, we still
Yeah,
together.
yeah. But that's a dope thing too. Like coming in where we both barely got what we got and build it up to
Mm-hmm.
fucking together. That shit make you strong as a
Mm-hmm.
motherfucker as a
Mm-hmm.
fucking unit. Boy, you just inseparable at that point.
Well, yeah. I mean, ain't nothing like and I can say from experience, being on the same page with the same goals. So I mean,
Hell
that's.
yeah. Fuck
I
yeah.
mean, and we may like not necessarily be exactly the same goals. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I may want to be retired and go to Hawaii. She may want to retire and go to Bora Bora. But you know what I'm saying? The result is still the
It's the
same. We want
same,
to
yeah.
go retire and hit some shit up. So it's nothing better than doing that together
Mm-hmm.
and making it happen. You
Yeah.
get so much further. And in some respects, that's like one of the best financial decisions you can make is a significant other. Keep that in mind, folks out there that's not married and looking for somebody. Your financial well-being is also
Yeah.
very important as who you choose as a mate.
Now we ain't saying if them motherfuckers ain't driving the Jag and all this other shit. You
No,
know what I'm
not at all.
saying?
Not at
Like
all.
like fucking Kanye said, while he washing, watch him. He gonna make a Benz out of that Datsun. You just stick by his side.
Yeah, that's real.
For this next one, ladies and gentlemen, y'all hear a lot of it's been going on for years now. The WNBA, the NBA should the WNBA get paid as much as the NBA. The WNBA ain't getting treated fairly because they're women and so forth and so on and so forth and so on. So basically, what the question is should the NBA and the WNBA actually make the same?
The answer is simple to me, but it's not.
Okay.
And so the answer to answer the question simply, should the NBA and the WNBA make the same? All factors considered equal, yes, they should absolutely make the same. I really think they should. I mean, they're at the top of their field on both sides of the equation, so they should
Yeah.
be paid as the top of their field
Hmm.
in the equation. However, and there's a very important distinction that I made, is all things considered equal, and they're not. And I'm not gonna say, oh, one's because they're men, one because they're women. That shit ain't got nothing to do with it to me.
True.
To me, it's a function of it's economics to me. It's supply and demand. It's
Hmm.
fucking capitalism, really. I mean, and you can be anti-capitalist or whatever, but if you look at average profit and revenue and all that shit that the NBA brings in a year compared to the WNBA, you know what I mean? Leaps and bounds one's above the other.
Yeah.
So as a proportion of those profits, you just can't. Like you can't the WNBA can't exactly pay that kind of money because that kind of money's not in the WNBA. I mean, and the other thing is WNBA is a lot newer in comparison to the NBA.
Hmm.
And what's kind of an interesting take is we've talked about him before. I don't know if it's in his recent stand up that's on Netflix, but Bill Burr talks about he says basically white feminists failed the NBA, the WNBA. I'm sorry. It's a very interesting take,
Interesting.
and and what he's saying is like if you're like, oh, they should be pay whatever. If you look at the stands of the WNBA, they're empty as fuck at times. Is what he's saying, and what he's saying is if y'all are so pissed off about it, y'all got season passes. Y'all got tickets to the games. Y'all should be supporting the hell out of that shit. So
Yeah,
then that
you
can
got a
be
point.
generating revenue. And I was like,
That's a very
fascinating
valid
take.
fucking point. Yeah.
Very fascinating take. So, I mean, it kind of corresponds to what I'm saying is like once you can get the NBA, the WNBA to a point where it's generating the money that the NBA is generating, then yeah, definitely pay them. Or if you found a way to like combine the two or some shit and figure out a way to merge revenues, if you will, that'll never happen. There's a lot of mess with that. There's just not the same amount of money there. And I mean, that's the thing. To me, it's not a function of gender or not. It's no different to me than looking at, saying like an NFL team should make, or a fucking XFL team. Is XFL still a thing? Is it back?
No,
Well, it's
it's
called
called
something else
something
now.
else. It's like the USFL or some shit like
Yeah,
that.
that
It's good
should
though.
that. Yeah, I mean, it's good, but it's growing,
Yeah.
and it's still got some ways to go. Should they make it the same as the NFL? No, I mean it's just not enough money there, and until that happens, I mean you can't realistically expect. I mean, and sometimes you got to take away what you feel in a situation to what the numbers show. And I mean,
Hmm.
yes, I feel that they should make the same, but until the money generates, and yes, it makes a good argument. Oh, they're not being treated fairly. It's all this and all that. Take a look back and look at the numbers and go from there. So, what do you think, man?
Shit, you hit a lot of the points I was gonna hit already, and I was gonna say yeah, they should be, but you're exactly right. It's the money of it. You know what I'm saying? It's not, and they're not, generating enough fan. The fan base is not as big as the NBA. They're not, selling as many jerseys and
Mm-hmm.
things like that. There's a lot of key factors missing why they don't get paid the same. Like for a key example, the MVP for the NFL, I mean the NBA gets like 40K for the MVP, whereas the
Mm-hmm.
MVP in the WNBA only gets 15. Now,
Mm-hmm.
no, not fair. But I mean, like you said, it's just if they don't have the money to give you, they can't give it to you. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just as simple as that. And a couple of old heads, I'm not gonna mention their names, but they was just saying the WNBA is not exciting. Their reason is stupid, but you know what I'm saying. I'm like, okay, and
Mm-hmm.
all right, the WNBA they don't dunk like that, so it's not exciting.
But
And
see,
I'm
and I
like,
challenge that point too because if you look at the league now, the NBA, they ain't dunking now. Like I
No,
mean,
not like
bef-
crazy like back in like the
no,
late '90s, early
yeah,
2000s. No, mm-mm.
yeah.
It's all about
I mean,
three-point shooters now.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they should make the same just based off of, you know what I'm saying, as far as sports and I guess platform, if you will. And
Mm-hmm.
there is a bias as far as WNBA compared to NBA. Just, you know, the whole thing with I can't remember her name that's detained in Russia right now. And
Oh,
somebody made a
Brittany
valid
Griner.
yeah, somebody made a valid point. If that was fucking LeBron James, he would have been home. If
See,
that
and I hate that. I hate that comparison. To be honest with you, man.
myself.
I mean, let me for and again, I think it's one of those things where we not and I mean people. Period. The internet, social media tends to ignore nuance. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
In a particular case, you can't really compare the two because the level of celebrity of a LeBron James to a Brittany Griner is different. I mean, and if you want to go with that argument, and let's assume for a minute that that argument is true, you know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
You're not comparing. I mean, like if you're saying, I mean, it's been a while since I've watched. You know, find me a player that's of the similar level of notoriety as a Brittany Griner, and then we talk about that. And I don't necessarily. I mean, I think you'd have a different machine pushing. It's a false equivalency. I hate to say, and that's the
Yeah, I can
thing.
see that
I
because
mean,
LeBron
and
is like up here as far as
right,
stardom or whatever, if you will. If you
right.
take somebody like I don't know, let's say Rondo. I think Rondo would be a good example because he's not really
Mm-hmm.
popping like that.
Right.
Would they do the same thing if it was Rondo over there?
I mean, and they would eventually push like they're doing now. I mean, they've offered a couple trades. I hate to say I like his teams, but they're making they're negotiating. I guess I'll say.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I was talking to somebody about that just today. I don't think that I think that she was wrong for what she did. However, I think the punishment is a little excessive. You also have to understand, the laws of where you are, and that whole issue. And but I do believe that they're trying to use that as a political ploy to make those negotiations by making that so publicized and serious. I'm saying what I got to say, man. I'm good on this one. Um, and I mean, and I think also if you have a discussion on another side of that again, where I feel like nuance is missing, if you talk about the side of it that a lot of the WNBA players have to play internationally to supplement their income and all of
Mm-hmm.
that. And the reason why she's over there, she was supplementing her income. I think that's a better, more important, more lucrative discussion than be like, oh, well, if it was LeBron, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like, have that discussion over just saying, oh, let me just pick somebody. I mean, I hate those arguments. To
Mm-hmm.
me, they're false equivalencies, and that's not the argument that's necessary. What are the? I mean, and we do that all the time. I mean, that's the easy argument to make. Let's look at the structural issues of why she over there playing. Why does she feel that she has to go play over there?
Yeah.
And she's not the only one. There's tons of athletes, tons of women athletes that play internationally, and I'll
Mm-hmm.
just leave it at that.
The only thing I'm gonna say, and you kind of touched on it because you say y'all do it at work, the why thing,
5Y.
and yeah, and the WNBA should do exactly that. Why don't they
Mm-hmm.
make as much as the NBA? Why don't they do this? Why don't they do that? Figure out a solution to
Mm-hmm.
get them up to the same pace to pack those fucking stands and to do everything else. Like
Mm-hmm.
honestly, you don't really see WNBA players in commercials and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Endorsements and stuff like that. And you need the exposure of the WNBA needs to be more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's relatively new. I think about 20 years or so the WNBA been out. I'm probably wrong. There's probably somebody that's gonna watch that motherfucker. That shit been out for goddamn. I really don't give a fuck how long it's been out. I don't even watch
Mm-hmm.
NBA or WNBA.
Yeah, I
I
was gonna say
think
I don't watch either one of them
I
either.
think
So.
it's both boring as fuck personally. But they should make the same based off of what they do.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as like you said, if a bill collector call, if you ain't got it, you ain't got it.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't pay them what you ain't got. But
Yeah.
if the case turns out to be some shady shit where they just not paying these ladies because they're ladies, and you know what I'm saying, they're paying the men all this fucking
Yeah.
money, then that's a problem. My personal belief is none of these motherfuckers should be making that goddamn much money. Get that shit to the fucking the fucking first responders and the teachers and the fucking soldiers and marines and all the armed
Yeah.
forces people. They should be making this money. It should be fucking reversed personally, if you ask me. But
see, and again, like that's one of those arguments where I agree with fundamentally, but then when I think about the economics of that, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Think about, I mean, and it's bigger than just, oh, let's take LeBron's salary and give it to a teacher. I mean, you'd have to have a paradigm shift to do that. And I mean, I'm not against it at all, but you have to do things a little bit differently. And it's not just, the endorsements. I mean, they have teachers and first responders and all that shit in an ad, but just because you see, uh, you pick your group, be it a military or whatever, or law enforcement or teachers or first responders. You pick whatever group that you're passionate about. I mean, we happen to be a military family, so I'll stick with military. So,
cool.
um, if you pick a military family, I mean, it's gonna spark this sense of pride, if you will. But if they put you in a commercial tomorrow, I guarantee you, thousands of people aren't gonna buy it just because they see you. They're not gonna know who you are.
Hey, y'all
I mean,
better
so
motherfucking buy it, goddamn it, KC Fowler. Y'all better buy that shit. I don't give a fuck what it is. Tampons,
yeah.
booty itch cream. Y'all better buy that shit. Do you
And there
get
we go,
that
ladies and
tingling?
gentlemen.
Do you get that tingling sensation in your sphincter? Oh man, I'm retarded. I
I don't know
know.
where that
Yeah, I
came from.
shouldn't say retarded. I don't know. I don't know where it came from either. But we're having fun. Um,
Yeah.
but
So
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, the economics of it is
I
the
mean, that's the
biggest
thing.
piece.
I
That's
mean,
the
because
biggest
like
piece.
I went to FAMU and that's an HBCU, and Florida State was right down the corner, and
We know it's
you
a
saw the
HBCU.
historically black college and
We
university.
we know it is a HBCU. Shout out to
Yeah,
all the HBCUs. Go ahead, bro.
that's
I'm
right.
sorry.
That's right. But what I'm saying is, you saw the money that FAMU would had, the size of the stadium. You see that the money that the football programs bring in
Mm-hmm.
comparison. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I think prime time is shattering that paradigm right now. So shout out to him for that. And I mean, I think that's the thing. I mean, because of that notoriety, and we were talking about that the other night, and that's another topic for another day. Probably not for this show, but
Mm-hmm.
I'll shoot that to our brothers over at Open Mic Debates or something like that, because that might be better suited for them. But
Cover that, y'all. Jamal.
yeah, I'll send you a message on that one because I got an interesting topic for y'all if y'all haven't already covered it. I have to check and see if y'all covered it. So yeah, I mean that's all I got on that.
But yeah, you're exactly right with the economics, and you break it down. You said football, and I just seen it today. Like Columbia County is making all their football fields turf,
Mm-hmm.
where Richmond County isn't. And it's a money thing.
Yeah.
It's a money thing. But hopefully, what I'm saying, WNBA catch up to the NBA as far as money goes. I mean, just a little bit, make it a little closer, and
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, Bill Murray said, and that's a fucking amazing ass point. Like y'all, the WNBA should get paid more than the NBA, but do you got season tickets? Do you go to every fucking game? Are you
Mm-hmm.
rocking? Are you rocking a Sparks jersey? Are you doing all that shit? If you're not, then shut the fuck up.
Can you name 10 players? Do
Yeah,
that.
cause I can't name one. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
Shit, I can barely name 10 NBA players, so
Is Lisa Leslie still playing?
I don't think. No,
No.
man. No.
No, that was just a joke, ladies. Y'all don't crucify me. Don't crucify me.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what I'm saying? Hopefully it gets better because them ladies play hard, man. They play
They do.
hard.
They do. I mean,
And
and they're talented. I mean, I
oh
will
yeah,
never
hell
take that
yeah.
away. They are very
You
talented.
some of them you can put up against, you know what I'm saying,
Oh,
NBA
yeah.
players,
Oh,
and they'll
hell
probably
yeah.
do
Hell
their ass
yeah.
in.
Hell yeah.
Like cold as hell. Fuck love and basketball. Crush they motherfucker. Yeah, that's really all I got.
Hey, I did call you. What's the name of that? You doing okay?
I'm good. We're recording. You live right now. Say
You are
hello.
currently on Foul Language Podcast, mama.
Say,
Hi to the people. Oh, I just finished looking to see if there was one downloaded. Now I know there's one coming up. Okay.
So since you were on the show, there's certain shit that we do while we recording, so I
yeah,
hope you know it.
because we're recording this shit right now,
No,
Mom. You know
The
what I'm saying?
the recording button is red as a motherfucker right now, so
That shit
we
is
just need
definitely
you to
rare,
see that
Mom.
shit.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we working right now and shit.
Right. Mm-hmm.
You had a question? I'll tell you about any fucking movie you want, Mom.
I mean, is there some shit that we need to do for you, mama?
want me to watch Kidman. I'm ignoring everything else y'all said. So, but what was the name of the movie on Netflix?
Well, just like on the What's Best in Life, I was talking about the Gray Man, which is a
Oh
pretty
yeah, yeah,
good
yeah,
action
yeah, yeah.
movie.
You did talk about this shit early on.
Oh, okay. See, I called just in time.
You
Yeah,
sure did, man. Go ahead and watch that shit, mama.
yeah, man, you gotta watch that shit. That
Yeah,
shit good.
that they say that shit good as hell, man.
Yeah, man, you gotta watch that shit.
Okay, listen. Just to let you guys know, I'm beating both y'all ass for the throne when I see y'all.
Mama,
But
Lamar has said
no,
Lamar.
no, no, mama. We following your rules, okay? You can't beat us for doing what
Yeah,
you
you
said
said
we
we
could do.
working.
You said that as long as y'all are
Yeah.
recording, you can say what you need to say. But I don't want to hear that shit when y'all ain't recording. Is what you said.
I don't know. I don't know y'all recording. You said you were. Huh?
You
But
know
we're
what?
actually recording, Mama. It's Friday.
I will send that shit off, and you will have
Mm.
a fresh copy of this segment from the recording.
Well, damn.
I will put it in a group text. How about that shit?
That's what he'll do. He'll do that shit, Mom.
Just for you. Okay.
Okay. I thought, you know what I thought you said? I thought you said fuck you, and I was gonna really beat your ass in the mind.
Oh
I
no,
mean, like,
Mama, he
I'm a
do that
cuss.
shit. He kick his ass myself.
I'm a cuss, but I ain't gonna say no stupid shit like that. That's just dumb as hell. That's
Okay, guys.
borderline disrespectful, ma. I love you too much for that.
That's right.
Shit.
I know. I thought you did anyway. I'm like, dang, where that came from?
No, I would have went to Texas. He would have had to get beat, Mom. I try anyway.
All right, love you guys. I'm going back to work.
All right,
Love you
Mom.
too, ma.
Bye bye.
Bye. So, all right, everybody. As you heard on the phone, that was our lovely mother.
Yeah, she
We were just giving her a hard time. We normally do not talk like that
at
when we're
all.
talking to our mothers,
So
to our
we'll get
mother.
our ass beat.
Beat. So, the thing is, whenever we're recording, she's like, "Say what talk all y'all talk. It's fine." So, but when you any other time, I don't want to hear it. So, she happened to call while we were recording. So,
Had to take
fair
advantage.
game.
You know what
Fair
I'm saying?
game. Fair game.
I just hope it
Episode
comes in clear, guys. But if
and
not, it was fucking
yep,
awesome.
it was.
Love you, Mom.
Yep, love you, ma. All right, everybody. For the last topic tonight, this topic is the first time you guys will hear from us, but it's actually the third time we've tried to record this topic. So a lot of technical difficulties have come
This
into
ain't for
this
you. This for
topic.
everybody that got something to say.
Right. So we gonna try again. So you already know how I'm gonna bring this in. So brother, you've heard all the discussions relating to the school shootings and all of that stuff, and it was even brought up again with the shooting in Indiana in the mall, kind of as a see. This is how it could be. So with that being said, how do you feel about the argument that teachers should carry firearms in the school?
Well, before I begin, I want to say shout out to dude with the shooting in fucking Indiana. It was what, like 40 yards he hit that motherfucker, man?
Yeah,
Like,
shot eight
hey,
times, shot 10 times, hit him 8 at 40 yards.
hey, you only miss fucking two. Shout out to you, man. You saved motherfucking lives, bro. Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Good shit. But as far as teachers, I'm kind of torn with it. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of yes, they should, because the whole mass shooting thing that could possibly save lives, like the young brother did, because he was like what 22.
22, yeah.
Yeah. So to me, you're a young brother, but you know what I'm saying? You could possibly save lives, but at the same time, I say no because these kids now, man, like you know what I'm saying? They push the fucking buttons. I know y'all out there and seen the TikToks where the fucking students will run up on the teacher. There's another one where somebody like threw a chair or some shit at the teacher and hit him in the fucking head. And you don't know what somebody's going through in their personal life. That teacher could come in there with a fucking chip on his fucking shoulder and air that bitch all the way the fuck out. So I don't think it's a good idea for teachers to be carrying firearms. I mean, some individuals in the school should carry, i.e., your principal, the vice principal, maybe the counselor, something like that should carry. The ones that don't have a day-to-day interaction with these kids, because like I said, these kids can fucking push you, man. I remember an incident when I was in 6th grade, and teacher flipped out and was choking the shit out of one of the students in the classroom. And you like I said, you never know what anybody's going through. But
Mm-hmm.
no, I don't. I ultimately no teachers should not be allowed to carry. Yes, you can have all the fucking training in the world. all that other shit. And then let's say, you know, two students get to fucking fighting, teacher tries to break it up. One of the students grabs the firearm, fires that bitch off, and you could kill the teacher, the student, everything else. You got another mass shooting incident while you're trying to prevent mass shooting. So I don't really think teachers should really carry firearms. It's one of those things that sound good on paper, but in actual practice, no, they shouldn't carry it. What they should do, however, is, you know what I'm saying, there's a lot of fucking veterans that's struggling to find work. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know a couple of people that's stuck, like maybe working at a prison or working fast food or anything like that. That'd be a perfect job for a fucking combat vet, especially my 11 bang bang brothers, my infantry brothers, because, you know, they don't really get any skills beyond, you know, fight and kill. So, you know what I'm saying? That'll be perfect for them, and that'll be their whole fucking job, is to survey the fucking area versus giving teachers these firearms and they're around these fucking kids and everything like that. And then at the same time, racism is still a fucking thing. Like, in certain areas, there's a lot of, you know, the community is a Caucasian community, and they don't look favorably upon, you know what I'm saying, melanin kids a lot of times because of their hair or the way they talk, the way they walk, the way they dress, whatever the case might be. So that might create a bigger incident that need to be created by letting these teachers carry firearms. Like I said, on paper, it's a good idea. Yeah, teacher carrying firearm, they can protect the student. They'll get all the training, whoop, the whoop, the whoop, the whoop, the whoop. But that could create a bigger incident. So at the end of it, I'm just gonna say no. Teachers should not carry firearms. If you're gonna give firearms to anybody and the faculty, it should be the teachers that can. I mean, the people that can freely roam, like the principals, the vice principals, and stuff like that, man. So, what you think?
Yep. So, I'm with you on that 100%. I mean, I like the idea in theory, and you know, but then when you think about the practical application of it and all the issues with that, just looking at it, I feel like the probability of something bad is significantly worse than the likelihood of preventing one of these tragic events. I feel like there's other ways to do it. And even like I've mentioned before when we talk firearms, the episode of Kino's Journey, where everybody in the town has a firearm. It's an anime. Check it out. I think it's on Hulu if you want to watch it. I mean, if you're not into anime, check out that first episode, and that's really all you got to watch.
Yeah, text me how to spell it, man, because I'm low key running out.
Yeah, it's one episode. It's a story. It's a show, but it's a standalone episode. So you can kind of watch that one episode, get the point, and move on and watch something else if that ain't your thing. With that being said, I mean, just like you were saying, I think that it sounds good, and a lot of people that are for it, they are heavy into firearms. So, you know, they take training all the time. They're very proficient. You know, they live that firearm lifestyle. They've been carrying for years and all of that shit. So I think there's a little bit of bias interjected in there, because you're going to think about, you know, they're going to be at the same competency level as you are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you have to think about some of these teachers. You got to have them. I mean, already they're underpaid. They're usually understaffed. The student to teacher ratios are ridiculous in a lot of cases.
Ridiculous, yeah.
And, you know, they're already stressed in a stressful environment. And then you also want them to have to worry about a firearm, the rules of firearm safety, securing a firearm. I mean, it's one of those things. It gives the opportunity for the anti-gun folks to be in there with the Birdman hand rub, ready for something to pop off and be like, see, we told you this wasn't going to work. And, you know, I mean, there's just so, you just, like you were saying, like the potential for a teacher to just pop off and, you know, realize that they have access, or, you know, a student, same way. I mean, then also you got to talk about, like, you know, are they capable to carry? When should they carry? What ages should they carry? You know what I'm saying? All those things. I mean, and then think about all the NDs, negligent discharges, that happen outside. You know, let one of those happen inside a school, and it's going to make all the news channels, and everybody in the world who's anti-gun is going to be like, see, we need to get a bill today.
And then that teacher going to get
firearms, and then the teacher is going to get eviscerated. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be terrible. Anything happens with a negligent discharge, the teacher loses their firearm, the teacher's firearm gets stolen. I mean, anything that happens, you know, if you don't have, you know, a proper holster. I mean, I think a better solution, just like you said, get some of those combat vets that are out there and come up with like a ratio of, like, you know, this many retired combat vets per square footage of the school, and just have them, roaming to school. They not dealing with like kids fighting or kids skipping class or nothing like that. They just roaming the halls, assessing the scene, looking for a threat, and
Yeah.
that's all they're doing is threat assessment. And that
And
I
that's a
mean,
big ass fucking deterrent. That
I was
motherfucker
about
gonna think twice.
you took the words right out my mouth. I mean, and that's it. I mean, and you don't have to turn it into like a situation where like I've seen people talk about like hardening the school so it locks down at a button. I mean, some schools do that. Walls are bulletproof. They talked about a school I think it was in Israel or somewhere like that where it can withstand a certain level of a bomb.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
and go ahead.
my problem with that is that's electronical shit. That shit gonna malfunction eventually.
Sure. And then I mean, I think it just boils down to training. I mean, think about how many people that are out there today that carry that aren't properly trained.
Yeah.
And I mean, in the level of environments where training is necessary,
Mm-hmm.
a school like day to day, like everybody should get regular training, regardless of who you are, how proficient you are. I mean, it's a perishable skill. So, I mean, not only just the actual, you know, sight picture, fire, target. It's
Yeah.
under stress. It's in motion. It's undercover. It's protecting the children. You also you're adding another responsibility on these teachers. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And
Yeah.
I
That's a
I
big one.
don't I don't think that should happen. I think if there's a significant training regimen that if a teacher decides to go through and there's certain holsters and a hell of a level of detail. But like you said, or you could break it down to like the principal, the VPs and so forth, on down that have the ability. They're not tied to a particular classroom and can get to a classroom if there's a threat. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then that training is applied to them. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you're not trying to get all this training for all these teachers and having to make them in addition to trying to educate. You're also making them, you know, getting them all this tactical training too. I mean, if we do that, are we going to pay them more in kind? I mean,
Hell no.
that's the other thing too. I mean, and you already hear about teachers, buying, trauma kits and buying like the expensive trauma kits with like, Israeli bandages, tourniquets, chest seals, and all that shit on the teacher's salary. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nobody's providing for them for that. They're buying it themselves out their own pockets just to at least try to care. I mean, I think they should all have a significant level of first aid, but to actually have them carrying in the school, it's again one of those ideas that sounds good on theory, but when you start peeling the onion back a little bit and thinking about it, I don't think it's as
Mm-hmm.
effective, and I don't think it's the best solution for the job. I think, in my opinion, and you guys let me know what you think, the having the vets or and it doesn't even have to be a vet. Although I love the idea of the vet because it shows that we're taking care of our veterans, by giving them work once they get out of the military serving this country. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
I love that. I love that aspect of it, and it does the thing of protecting our children. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's beautiful. You know what I'm saying? And it gives a situation where the anti-gun folks, what you gonna say against that?
Yeah. You don't care about
What's
this military? You don't care?
what's your argument on that? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Hell yeah.
like
And
I
you
would
know
love to.
that's part of our oath as military people. You know what I'm saying? We defend against threats, foreign and domestic.
Mm-hmm.
And I think
And
it's a
so,
fucking amazing fucking idea.
yeah, I mean that's my favorite idea. So, let us know what you think. I'd love to hear from some teachers. Um, yeah, anybody, let us know what you think on that one.
And then just one other thing I thought about why I say no is because for the simple fact of a teacher walking around with the firearm is going to take away from the kids learning.
Sure.
They're not going to be focused on what the teacher's actually teaching. They're going to be focused on what kind of pistol the teacher has. They're
Mm-hmm.
not going to be focused on that. And then you got, you know what I'm saying, how kids are now,
Yeah.
unfortunately, are melanin kids. And they're so infatuated with guns and all this other stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? And they're going to be more focused on what kind of fucking firearm the teacher has, how many rounds it holds. Have you ever shot anybody? And that's just going to completely take away from the education of the children by these teachers walking around with their firearms. Because I mean, let's
Mm-hmm.
be real, they're not going to conceal carry it. We everybody that's watching them went to school before. You see how the teachers dress. You can't conceal carry that bitch. You're gonna have to open carry that motherfucker. So they're gonna
Yes, you
fucking
can.
see it.
See,
I
I
mean,
disagree with you on that.
how
I
so?
mean, You pick an outfit, you can conceal carry in just about anything. If you as a male teacher, if you wearing slacks and a button up, you can conceal carry just fine in one of those.
Okay.
If you are a woman teacher and you're wearing a dress, they have belly bands, they have thigh bands. I mean, there's a ton of ways to conceal carry. You can conceal carry in almost anything you wear.
But
You
at the
just
end
have
of it,
you just have to
gonna,
have the right equipment for it, and that it gets expensive.
the district ain't gonna pay for it.
Well, but see, that's the thing. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Can they conceal carry? Yes, and successfully. However, will it get expensive? Sure. And will people take shortcuts? Because if it's not provided for them, are they going to take shortcuts and have a cheap $20 Amazon holster that has piss poor retention? If whatever the case may be.
Yeah, that's very true. But the answer to the question, no, teachers should not carry firearms. Like I said, hire some fucking veterans. There's so many of us out there, thousands upon thousands of veterans out there that could use this type of work. Like I said, the infantry, they're not taught skills that can transfer over into the civilian world. And this would be perfect for some of them that's not completely fucking throw the hell off. Some of them shouldn't be. You know what I'm saying? There definitely got to be some evaluations and all that other shit before they jump in there. But you said, with the the square footage or whatever of the school, based off how many combat veterans you need based off the size of the school, is a fucking excellent idea. You won't need fucking teachers to carry firearms. They won't have to worry about shit because I mean, even now they do have police officers there, but 9 times out of 10, the police officers just sitting at the fucking front desk. With
even still, and I mean that's issues too, because I mean you've seen like instances where police officers have manhandled a student, and that shit's unacceptable.
Yeah,
too. You know what I'm saying?
And with the combat veterans, their lane is not anything going on in the school. They ain't got nothing to do with that. A fight break out, that's not their problem.
Yep. I mean that's the way it should be.
Yeah, their only fucking problem is fucking securing the perimeter, making sure no other babies get motherfucking hurt. Cause goddamn, like that's some scary shit. You know what I'm saying? We got kids in elementary school. You know what I mean? And,
yeah, for real.
And figuring out how to protect them. And I don't feel comfortable with my kid's teacher having a fucking firearm, especially most of my kids act like me. And then they might pop the fuck off. Like it's something about a firearm and certain people's they feel like they fucking superheroes, so they can just do and say or whatever the fuck they want. You know what I'm saying? Like and teachers that have that ego too. They'll be like, oh, so you want to cut up in class? Fuck a suspension, and they'll snap the fuck out because you don't know what they got going on in their personal life. So no,
I mean, even if they fire around, all you know what I'm saying, to quiet the class down, and
no, that's
like
a no-go.
I said, I mean, there's so many things that would get anti-gun folks with the bird, like I said, the Birdman hand rub.
Yeah.
Just waiting to pounce.
Because something as simple as, oh, y'all want to act the fuck up in here? Boom. You put your fucking pistol down on the fucking desk. And then that's a fucking whole issue right there.
Yeah, because it's brandishing.
Yeah, exactly. So, no, teachers should not carry firearms.
Yeah. All right, everybody, before we close out, let's do a final check-in on these accessories and see what they're doing. How your accessories treating you? It looks like yours might be gone.
Yeah, everything's gone, man. I'm tapped out, man. Army folks, I'm black on ammo. But the cigar was all right, man. It picked up near the end, like I say, like the last 10 puffs or so. It really picked up. You know what I'm saying? It opened up, and it's actually a really good cigar once it opens up. It was really good, and the Jameson, like I said, the Jameson. That shit go good with any cigar. Every cigar I had and drunk Jameson with, it goes great. But how about yours, man?
The cigar was good, man. I would definitely smoke one of these again. Again, it's kind of like you said, not necessarily a podcast cigar. I mean, it's weird. I don't have a rating for this one, Bo. It's not podcast or special event cigar. It's not meeting cigar, as I call them. But it's a good cigar. I mean, I would even, if you've had cigars before, I would recommend this to people, and they will probably like it. So, H. Upman's been pretty good for me too. So,
that's what's up.
And the most important part, the infinity bottle,
Yeah.
I did shake it up a little bit. I don't know if shaking it up or getting that after the top of the bottle. Flavor finally kicked in, man. So that's always good. So
That's good because
yeah,
how you explained it the first time, that shit was different.
That shit was stupid.
I was my the gears was turning. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that shit was stupid. But it's respectable now. So I'm happy with it now. So I'll probably drink a little more before I go in the house. But definitely good. All right, everybody. Episode 68. Another one in the books.
Yes, sir.
Good times.
Yes, sir.
Good times. You got anything for the people before we head out?
Hey, man, like always, y'all make sure y'all like, subscribe, share. Check us out on Instagram. Check us out on Facebook. Foul Language Podcast, baby.
Yep. And I don't have anything. So with that, I mean, like I always say, take care of yourselves and take care of each other. And we out.
Perfect.